Massive underground labyrinths. A quiet forest village with danger around every corner. A sunken ship lost to the timeless waves. And even... Hang on a second. Is that a fish? That's right, everybody. On August 10th, 2024, I will be hosting the, as far as I know, first player-hosted PvP tournament here on Once Human on my own personal Eternaland instance. I have been and will continue to create some interesting biomes, structures, and locations to help facilitate that PvP experience in what is going to become a weekly recurring tournament that I have set up a Discord channel to help us keep track of, to help people sign up, and to supply everyone with the rules for that tournament. Now I'm going to go ahead and go through the rules here on this video for anybody who doesn't want to have to read them for themselves. Now rule number 1 is that unfortunately you do have to have a character in the NA server region. Unfortunately, cross-region play is not possible, although it does not matter what server your character is on in the NA region, whether it be PvP or PvE, you will be able to access my Eternaland and join in on the tournament fun. Number 2 is all of your gear must be created here in Eternaland. It is important that all of the gear is created here, because Eternaland gear does not lose durability, which will facilitate longer PvP tournament timers, and also because you cannot calibrate gear that was created in Eternaland, so it's going to help level that playing field by taking us down to the base calibration. Now also, as another rule, all of your tactical and food items must also be crafted here in Eternaland. Now the reason for that is, again, number 1, those things don't spoil, right? Your food will continue to be viable even weeks from now, so if you maybe make more food than you need for this week's tournament, you can always come back next week and use that same food because it won't spoil on you. But also, the benches here do not use your specializations, and so we want to make sure that everybody has a fair chance in a fight, and that everybody is on as much of a level playing field as we can put them on. Now it is absolutely okay for you to use any mods or attachments that you have from seasonal play, but all of your items do need to be crafted here in Eternaland that you're going to be using. Rule number 5 is that all players must have and use a respawn point on the beach where you spawn the first time you enter Eternaland. This respawn point must be placed in your Eternaland and will carry over to the tournament instance. Something interesting about Eternaland is the respawn points that you place in your personal instance of the Eternaland will actually carry over to all of the other instances. So your respawn points are based on your instance, not on everyone else's. Now if you don't place any respawn points in your Eternaland because you just haven't gotten around to doing any building there, or if Eternaland building isn't something that's interesting to you, then your default respawn point will be right here on the beach, and this is where we're going to respawn at. Now I will be creating a safe zone around this respawn point with a low, maybe half-size wall or something like that, and shooting players that are standing within this area is going to be prohibited during play, and that's just to give everybody a chance to get respawn, get their bearings and all of that before they start getting pummeled with ammunition again. So let's try and keep everything fair, keep everything honest, and just not shoot anybody who's within what's going to be a relatively small respawn area. And last but not least, you did get that right. The goal of this tournament is going to be to gather the most fish. Now, whether you want to gather those fish by standing very, very still on a wide open embankment with a fishing pole and catch them yourself, or if you would prefer to run around all of this Eternaland fighting with your fellow PvPers and looking for crates like this one that have fish already in them, that's how you will gather your fish. Now, the further away these crates are, and the more difficult they are to get to, maybe they're hidden somewhere, or somewhere that's very far away, they will have either a larger number or more rare fish inside of them, and those rarer fish are going to count for more points. Now, this is also why we're going to have to do an inventory check before the tournament starts on all participants. The reason for that is we need to make sure that nobody's bringing in fish from their own Eternalands to try and stock up a bunch of points beforehand. And also, we're going to make sure that everybody at least has a set of gear that was crafted here with Astral Sand before they play. Now, you're not going to be required to empty your inventory of all your seasonal play equipment, but we will want to make sure that you have a gear set so that at least we know you brought the proper equipment. And if, of course, you're caught doing a prohibited activity like using your seasonal calibrated equipment or bringing in tactical items that have extra bonuses or anything like that, then not only will you be banned from tournament play in the future, you will just be banned from access to the island entirely. Now, the fish point values are as follows. Common white fish will be worth 1 point. Uncommon green fish will be worth 2 points. Rare blue fish will be worth 4 points. And epic purple fish will be worth 6 points. Now, in the event of a tie, we will actually be building an arena. It will be a best of 5 free-for-all. We're going to do free-for-all just in case there's more than 2 people that tie. So if it's 3, then all 3 people will be in the arena at a time, and on for however many there are. The deathmatch will take place in the arena to decide the final standings based on how many of those 5 fights each person wins. It's a pretty basic tournament. We're going to have maybe a 20-minute round, so we'll be running around, looting and shooting, trying to gather up those fish for maybe 20 minutes. I'm going to put tons and tons of crates all over the place, fill them up with fish. I'm going to be spending a lot of time on stream in the mornings fishing. So there is a Discord channel where you can sign up. It's going to be marked down in the description of this video. You can go to the Discord channel, sign up for the event. We'll keep a look at those sign-ups and do what we need to do to make sure that we get the right number of the correct participants. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank you in advance for joining the tournament. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and have yourselves a great day.